Samuel paid for my foot because I shared his playroom. Sophia and Jonathan paid for my foot because they helped me do stuff. They paid for the lesson that I should have learned. I don't like that. I tell people, I don't want people to learn or pay for my lessons. That's not a blessing. That's a curse. And if I learn a lesson and it's at your benefit, that's one thing, but it's at your expense. That's a lesson that God's been trying to teach me. And God gonna get the message across to you any way he needs to, right? But if you with me when he trying to get the message across to me for the 5th time, if you are with me, promise you'll be touched by the lesson. And it might not be so nice. I was skating. No, I wasn't. I miss the water. I like swimming. I miss the water. Because if I had shoes, something happened, I get up in the morning and go to the pool every single morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would make sure I go underwater. Jamie, when you go underwater, no matter what, I'm going to go under. I'm in 3 feet of water, but I got to go under. It's a baptism, right? Sometimes I'm going to baptize myself. Nobody will even know. I went under, and nobody even knew it. I said, Lord, I don't know if it's baptism, but no baptism people supposed to see it. They're supposed to recognize it. I want you to come in to the pool, the YMCA, and be up above and say, this is my daughter in whom I am well pleased. In the YMCA, but nobody knew I was getting baptized. Because I was baptizing myself. How do I do it? Bam, I throw myself back in the water. No warning, just water. After a while, when I would step down into the pool, you'll see everybody and those older people. So funny. Miss Kathy Molinek, Siri, all of them. They would just start slowly stepping back. Why y'all fronting? Why y'all running? Why you running? Why you trying to act like that? That was a baptism. I would throw myself under the water. Every day. Why? Because I had an opportunity to do it. Right? And it's not a real, not authentic baptism, but I said, God, this is all I got. Because it's supposed to be a group of believers that are there, that are able to be witness to your undertaking of God's anointing, right? It's supposed to be somebody that's there that can witness it. Is it really a marriage? If you can't witness it, if I got no nest of the witness, I have to go back into the wilderness and find somebody to witness for me, my marriage. Is it really a marriage to you, Jesus Christ? If I ain't got nobody to witness it, then I got no witnesses. I will stand up and say, I know her, and she knows God. I know in whom I have believed, and she's standing with him today. I ain't got no witnesses. I got a problem going under. The problem is coming up. See, the beautiful part about it is Jesus went down, came up. God said, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. He went down and came up properly. The question I had, the beautiful thing to have his cousin baptize him, but nobody asked this question. Why would he need to be baptized or clean? Won't he make you clean? Inside. Won't he make you clean? Inside. Won't he make you clean? Won't he make you clean inside? A baptism is supposed to be an outward showing of what God is doing or has done inside of me, the cleansing that I've already gone through. But did Jesus need a cleansing? Some things we know that he did so that people could see. But I said, why? Baptizing. A picture of me going down in death to come up in life. Could it be? It was just a picture of what he would experience at Calvary. Could you make me? I don't want to be mercy, right? I want grace, right? But grace died, didn't he? And he got up again. He rose up again. But if you are grace or dispensing it, I'm going too fast. Holy Spirit told me, he said, Jamie, you got one job. Grace. I said no. But after this past Tuesday, I said yes. When God wants something done, he won't keep coming after you until you do it. I said, I want to mind my business. That was the only thing. It's not that I was mad or that I just wanted to mind my business. And opportunities for me to be gracious kept presenting themselves. And I was getting mad. And so what I would do was I was totally ungracious, thinking that the opportunities would no longer present themselves to me. But it did not happen. Miss Carol told me she said, love with the love that you've been given. And so and the other one is big. Comfort with the comfort that you've been given. Huge for me, right? Because the first person she called when her son passed away was me. 5:30 in the morning. I remember getting a call. I remember where I was standing. I remember what I was doing. 5:30 in the morning, I got the call. I just couldn't believe it. Because I was like, I just saw him yesterday. He hit my art. Yesterday, my story. I just posted a story with my art, the flaming art piece, right? A Holy Spirit fire, the flaming art piece. He hit it. And then he was dead. It wasn't the art that did it to him. But sometimes you don't know what your last words to somebody might be. I hung out with Victoria and Pastor Tim Abernathy. That's what I call him. It's fun. So I hung out with him yesterday, and then he went on his way. They dropped me off, and I'm going out with Victoria and Charlotte today. After I miss Linda, I go out with Victoria and Charlotte. And I always got to be careful because I said, even when I was talking to them, I disclosed something, a fact to them, to both of them. And I said, this is how I feel. And Tim said, Jamie, I want you to listen to this. I got a song for you. Ready? I want you to listen to it. Beautiful song. But where I'm going is, I said, the baby is in the back seat, and I don't even want to say this word. It's a 3-letter word, right? And it's not a profane word, but it's profane for me to say it while you got your baby in the back seat. Even though it's how I feel, if I gotta say it, you better write in it, because I don't want it to go into the baby's ears before she reached the age of 2, because she's 1 now. Before she reached the age of 2, that it causes her to have a seed of doubt in her body, in her head. For faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I need to seek the word of God around Charlotte and not speaking doubt. You got a baby? Don't think they can't hear you. They tell people in your baby in the womb, they can hear you. See, when I know when I'm pregnant and I'm birthing out a gift. And so I watch my language even when I'm pregnant spiritually. I watch my language. Because if a baby hears you, so does your gift. Y'all think I'm just walking around here doing nothing? Absolutely not. I'm about to give birth to my 5th child. I don't play. You say that this is nothing, but what does God say? Oh, I'll tell you what he said. He said, ship them 3 pieces, that's the Black History Museum, and then next I got to ship the piece, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to ship another piece to the State Arts Council. Maryland State wants that one. And then a fourth piece that I really do that one over, because my God, I really don't like the way it looks that much. So I'm going to do it over the Moses that the museum wants, that I'm getting an award for. You say it's nothing, but what does God say? I see people walking around, right, and babies just dropping and hitting the ground. Bam! And then just disappearing. You don't even know you're pregnant. Your water breaks. The mucus plug becomes, I guess, unplugged, and then the mucus plug becomes unplugged, and your water breaks, right? That's a picture of your water breaking, because the mucus plug, once that breaks, your water is breaking through, and through that, your baby swims out of you. If you don't know you're pregnant or know to catch the baby, you hear about it. Some people didn't even know they were pregnant, and they're walking around with something. How could you be walking around something living inside of you and not know anything about it? How dare you? What are you doing that you do not recognize life and life more abundantly when it lives inside of you? Joy unspeakable and full of glory when it's living inside of you. How dare you not recognize when a gift is growing inside of you and you call it, I think maybe I'll do something else. I don't know if I want to do that. God is calling you. I think I may be in heaven. We want the Romans 8:28, but we don't want to do the 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. I looked at Mr. Carr's obituary yesterday, and that was the bottom scripture on thing. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. Pray always, rejoice in the Lord always, in everything give thanks. That's basically a wrap up of it. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. That's a wrap up of it. Put it in a nice tiny bow. Right? If you follow that, that is the will of God for in Christ Jesus concerning you. I love that they put it at the end of it, because what that told me is that well done, not good and faithful servant, Mr. Carl Thomas. You did it. Enter into the joy of the Lord. You did it. You're going to jump with your hands above your head now. You're victorious. You did it. Hallelujah. He did it. Finally, my brethren. I took that and I said, if I have somebody that don't enjoy being around, I need to take that and fill out Philippians 4:8 for them. I filled that out like application, right? Name, right? That's okay. Now start listing her attributes. Philippians 4:6. Whatsoever things are lovely. Let's say that's the first one. I don't remember what order that they're in. But let's say whatsoever things are lovely is the first one, right? That's why I said, okay, Lindsay is lovely because, and I made myself come up with stuff. That's true. That is true. Any one of the things on there is whatsoever things are true. The funny thing is, a switch over happened with whatsoever things are honest, right? Honest and honorable are interchangeable, apparently, in the Greek, I guess. If it's honest, it's honorable. Okay, I'll go with that. I'm just trying to find some things, right? I'm just trying to get all these things. I'm just trying to get them all things. I just want to get some things. I need something to be able to say, hey, this girl is a child of God. Excuse me, God's child. And so she deserves to be treated this way. I want to give her something, love, something. I want to give her grace. God's told me to give her grace, but I don't know how to do it. I had to find, dig, go in deep. I don't know Lindsay. Lindsay knows me. I will go in deep to find something. There will be times when your enemy will not give you a reason to put them before the throne of grace, but you will be charged with doing it anyway. I didn't know I needed mercy. And guess what? I lost the opportunity to get it. For me, for what I needed it for. I did. Don't feel bad. For me, I already did all of that. I did it. I cried. But my tears weren't heard. Why? Because I refused to give somebody grace. Y'all know. Come on. God told you to give somebody grace. And you say, okay, Mama, I'm going to walk around. I'm going to do what I want to. You put them on your prayer list, but you really don't pray for them like you pray for everybody else, right? You don't like them. It's grace because of you. God said, Jamie said, when grace was introduced into the world with the cross. So the cost of grace is the cross. Unless you can pay the cost of cross, then you don't have any grace that makes any difference. That being said, when Jesus died on the cross, right, grace, dispensed grace into the world. You think that the veil being torn, all that stuff, that didn't matter. But what came from the cross for me was grace, because the throne of grace gave grace, right? If he had not done it, it would just be, right, the Jews possibly. It couldn't be mercy because the Jews get the mercy, right? When Jesus died on the throne, then Jesus died on the cross, then it would just be the Jews. If there was no grace attached to it, it was the grace that was brought in the Greek in the New Testament that made the difference. Without grace, for I'm saved by grace through faith. Grace is free and it's always there. Then everybody gets it. Here's the thing: you are not saved. You are not brought out of your situation or your situation fixed, right? You are not saved or your situation fixed, right? Without faith in Jesus Christ. So grace is there. But I'm saved by grace through faith. The grace is there. God was just telling me, put it there for her so that she can access it. Because he said, if you don't put it there for her, even if she tries to pray, she won't get to grace, nor will she get to mercy. God is not telling you to save people. What he's telling you to do is be a conduit of his grace. If you do not do it, we are supposed to be like Christ, and that's what Jesus did for us, right? He did it. He became the cross. He became the conduit. And in him becoming the conduit for us, we now have grace that we do not deserve. It was all meant for the Jews, but because he did it, now it's for the Gentile too. Right? For it is by grace you are saved through faith. Just because you have grace does not mean you are saved. The ability for you to be saved is there, but you need your faith too. This is not by works. The cinnamon shaboos, right? That's a quick snap up of it. It's not about works, right? So you can't boast. Holy Spirit said, Jamie, you don't have any grace to give her. I said, I know. That's what I'm talking about. I know. But you need to give her grace. What? He said, well, okay, one more time. You don't have any grace to give her. You ain't got no grace. You ain't got no gace. You ain't got no ace. You ain't got no nothing. You ain't got it. Name something that look like grace. Okay. Chocolate cake. Yeah, you ain't got that either. Seriously, you have nothing that looks like grace. Nothing that even pertains to grace. You can't even reach the level of grace. But I need you to give us some grace. Oh, thank you, Pastor David. Still hurting. But thank you, Pastor David. I see what you mean. It's not something that I can just foster up or pull from the inside of me. I don't have it. So he told me to give, when the Holy Spirit told me to give her grace before, when Pastor David told me to give her grace before, Pastor Tim said, give her grace. When it's telling me to do it, they weren't expecting me to birth grace and give it to her, leave it on her front doorstep. Because if I do that, she'll step over it. Keep walking. He's telling me, remember that it's by grace that you were saved through faith. You are standing saved, Jamie. Now, you took the grace that you had and added sprinkled some faith on it, because you got your measure, so sprinkle some faith on it, and you bit into it, and that made salvation. That's why you got it. That's why you got the helmet. But without grace, you would not have the chance to be saved. You get it? It's by grace you are saved. Then it says through faith. Whose faith? My faith. All I need is my measure. And Jesus is the grace. So it's by grace I am saved. Without grace, I would not have a chance to be saved, because I would not have the main element that is required. I go in the kitchen and make a hamburger now. Why can't I got no more ground beef? But if I had some ground beef, I'd make a hamburger, right? If I make the hamburger, right? Okay, I said I'm gonna have a hamburger. If I go in the kitchen, I can make the hamburger. I like to put this season called Amazing Burger or whatever on the burger. Cause I don't do bread when so I put that on there. I got a hamburger without the seasoning and still call it a burger. But far be it for me to go in the kitchen and put some that seasoning on a pita and say, "Oh, I'm gonna have a hamburger," and put that seasoning, put it in my hand and lick my hand. I got Amazing Burger seasoning, so lick my hand. I got a burger. No, you didn't. Keep the main things. The main thing here is grace. Without grace, this is Ephesians 2:8-10 wouldn't happen. We were dead, we'd still be dead. We were dead in Ephesians 2:1-3, we'd still be dead. Deathos, no alabos, no oliviolios, none of that. How do you say love in Spanish? You said Vita or something like that? Whatever you're saying, it's none of that. You ain't got that. Pick a language and say it to yourself in it. Ask Siri how to say it in Hebrew. And then put a big line through it. Because you ain't got that. You still be, without grace, you would still be Ephesians 2:1-3, and there would be nothing added to it. There would be no weight to it. You would have nothing to come before God with, because it's about throne. You see, he said, come boldly before the throne of grace that you may obtain mercy. If you come boldly before God and try to get mercy without grace standing in for you, you ain't got nothing. You need to look at God through grace so your eyeballs don't fall out, and he needs to look at you through grace so he don't kill you. Think about it like this. When I first started watching X-Men, when Boy got crazy, I don't watch things that they get crazy. I watch like the first two. If there's a part 1 and part 2, I'm like, okay, when they go part 3, then part 3D, I'm like, no, too much. You excess. These are part 3 extravaganza. I don't know. No. Part 1, part 2, maybe, sequel. That's it. No sequel to the sequel, to the sequel to the sequel, to your uncle sequel. No, I don't need all that. The reason I watched X-Men, I saw Rogue. And she's like this, hi, like that kind of girl, And she's kind of going through the movie, and you're following her. They would call it X-Men 1, but it's really Rogue's story. Before you know it, you learn who Rogue really is. Somehow. Yeah, Hezekiah. He would make a song out of anything. Somehow, the song is somehow. It's a gospel song. Somehow. Yep. Anyway. Think about it like this. Rogue, when she found out about her little her thing, she thought it was a curse. When I first found out about painting, and God said paint, and I would paint, and I would wake up, and this person knew the answer to it. It's the same person that told me they didn't want to give me paint. They knew the answer to this little conundrum, and I said, I think it's something wrong with me. They said, yeah, your paintings are satanic. They are. They're satanic. You should stop painting, Jenny. I would go to bed with my paintings looking one way, and I would wake up with them looking a completely different way. They would shift. Now, normally a shift is okay. I still have a sample of one I call the clown. It's a clown, and it's kind of cool to me now because I understand what happened. But it's a clown, so the eyeballs had opened. It wasn't cool when I saw it. The eyeballs had opened up completely and slid down to open up where the cheeks were. It's very cool now, but it's not cool when it happened. And you have somebody right here that's in the church, but they're telling you your paintings are satanic. So I stopped painting. I did. I was scared. I turned all my paintings over. Because at that point, God told me to paint, so I was painting all the time. And I was learning, but I turned all my paintings over thinking that if they are satanic, I said, maybe it was a God that spoke to me. By the way, I'm hurting people. She said my paintings are satanic, and I must be hurting her too. So I'm turning everything face down. I'm not hanging anything up for anybody to see. Rogue would tell touch people. And if she touched people with her hands, she said, there's something with me here. If I can't touch you with my hands. Now, mind you, the strongest X-Men at this time was Wolverine, right? You got the animadium. Don't think I forgot that, the animadium, right? The animadium, right? Hugh Hefner, Hugh Garrison, whatever that man's name is, right? Hugh Jackman, that's what it is. I should remember because Dr. Cox says his character hates Hugh Jackman. So, for no reason whatsoever, he's talking about things that he hates. And Hugh Jackman would be at the end of the list always. And then JD comes like, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He hates him. For no reason. Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine, and when Walt touches him for the first time, right, he starts seizing. Something had passed out. The Xaviers. He went there and was talking about Wolverine. He said, where's the girl? Because somehow they got hooked up together, and they were traveling together. He was taking care of her. He was watching out for her. This girl with these long gloves on. He said, where's the girl? And starts flipping out, where's the girl? And he's like, no, don't worry, she's safe. You are where you belong, right? So I think Cyclops and Jean Grey had come to get them and pick them up. Maybe Storm had come with them. Had come pick them up and bring them to the school for gifted. You thought it was a curse. I got paintings going everywhere right now. California, I'm scared because I said I have to keep up because of my babies. I have paintings in places now where I've forgotten about them, right? And woman from Foster University was so funny because she gave me back her 4 paintings. It's about 4 paintings. And she said, I really, really like the other one. She said, but I can't find that one. Wink. Pastor Tim was standing right there. I said, okay. She said, I really can't find the other one. Wink, and smile real big. I said, oh, keep it. I think it's an honor. Keep it. Foster University has kept my painting to hang up in there. It was my favorite one too. Oh, keep it. I got stuff places that I've forgotten about. And I'm not saying that this is a school of the gifted type thing. I'm saying, right, somebody told me when I first started painting that my paintings were satanic. Now they're going everywhere. God's in it, right? She said, oh, he said, I don't know what happened. She just touched me. She touched me. Something happened where she got scared and touched him, held on to him. He said, I don't know what happened. She touched me. And he said she almost killed you. And if she had held on any longer, she would have. The very thing you think is a curse is a gift. But don't get upset when you see it. It's just powerful. And it's not that it's powerful in your name. It's powerful in God's name, right? As long as it's backed by God. Use it. When God told me to paint, he wasn't telling me to check with Sylvia and ask her what she thought about it. He said, pick up the brush and get to work, get to paint. And I was stuck because I felt so bad. Because I cannot be disrespectful. I cannot be dishonorable. When Sylvia said, no, don't paint. Miss Carol took me to get paint and said, they came back, was like, okay, what did you paint? 5 days later, I had a whole bunch of paint, not a whole bunch of paints, but a couple of paints to show Miss Carol, right? And I felt scared because I didn't want to be disrespectful. I said, I don't want to hurt Sylvia. So she came in and saw these paintings and got so upset. And then a couple of days later, I said, something's wrong with my paintings. She said, yeah, they're satanic. I thought it happened because I was being disobedient. And disobedience is as the sin of witchcraft. You better find out who you're being disobedient to. Who did you invite to this party? The best dressed guest is not always the best person for you. Pastor Tim Abernathy came upstairs. He said, okay, I help you carry this stuff. So he came upstairs and he's carrying this stuff. And everybody that knows me, like all women and ambulance people, right? The emergency people, they know what my apartment look like. So they're not shocked. So I'm walking in, I said, okay, let's open up the door and walk in. And he stood there. And I said, oh my Lord, I'm so sorry. I didn't say it to him, but I said, oh my Lord, I'm shocked in this man. Because Pastor Tim Abernathy, his last name is Harvey. Don't get it. But I call him Abernathy. So, because when he preached like a Pastor Tim Abernathy. Because Pastor Tim Abernathy, He wear all black all the time. We talked about it yesterday. He not listening. He don't care. He said, with David Lewis, I said, it's physically hurting me. It hurts me. So when I see him wear black all the time, because it feel like to me that it's hurting him. So it hurts me, right? He said, I'm so sorry I'm hurting you, Jamie. But he loved it. He loved all black. You go to his house, everything is pristine. The walls are shining. And it looked like they have not moved in. It looks like they are at a bed and breakfast. Like they are there for 3 days. That's what it look like. It don't look, to me, it look like, what in the world? Are you comfortable? Are you on a dare? I think that sometimes because it's so pretty in there and clean. And they put some on the wall, and I think they're gingerly about their post-its because they got a prayer room, and it's the way they set it up, but they're gingerly about their post-its on the wall. I got nails. I said, I'm hanging this up by any means necessary. Bam, bam, bam. I'm tearing walls up to put up what I feel like God has blessed me with. And the very woman that told me, oh, no, don't put nothing on the walls. It's like, oh, I love coming in here. That's what she told me. I love coming in. I can't wait to hear the piece from downstairs. The very thing, right?